Hey everybody, this is Daniel from Around the Board, and today I'm bringing you a very special unboxing, and it is Comic Hunters. Comic Hunters was only released in Brazil because of the intellectual property of Marvel, but my friend Ryan Evans, he was amazing enough to hunt me down a copy and got this for my birthday. Came a month late because it got tied up in customs. Also kind of got a little slice right here, which is a little painful, but you know what? Hey, I would rather have a slightly dent game of Comic Hunters than no Comic Hunters at all. So if you guys don't know my background, I am a big comic book, specifically Marvel fan. I have been collecting comics since 3rd grade, so that puts me almost at 30 years of collecting comics. I love the X-Men. They're my favorite. There are no X-Men in here, I don't believe, but that's okay. It's forgivable. I like the other Marvel stuff as well. But anytime something with Marvel comes out, I just get super excited, and I need to have it in my collection. Even if it's not a great game, I still tend to buy it. Sometimes I regret it. But this one, I don't think I'm going to regret it. They say it's a drafting game in the same vein that Modern Art is an auction game. This is going to have 4 different draft mechanics in it that explore all the different ways you can draft, which I think is super cool. It'll probably play pretty quick as well, and I think it's just going to be a joy to play. But let's go ahead and pop this up, open, and let's see what's inside. So I'm going to take off the shrink here first. Oh yeah, I love the sound of a shrink of a new game coming off. So look at that, there we go, without the glare. Looks pretty good. Now this is one of the most impressive parts of this game. These are actual comics. These are comics I actually own even. That's what's so cool about this. You don't get this in America. You very rarely get the actual art from the comic books. Well, I shouldn't say rarely, but you very rarely get the cover art anyways. The side of the box looks like 3 trade paperbacks that kind of form a picture with a mixture of like Captain America and Steve Rogers and Captain America Sam Wilson. You got the 3 Spider-Mans. So it's a really cool way they did that. The other side is just your common Comic Hunters. And then, of course, you got the logos on this side. So I would love to have this show on either side. I would be okay with that showing. But I am mostly going to store it this way right here, because that, to me, is amazing. So let's go ahead and pop this open. And we are going to switch cameras here. Give me just a moment. There we go. So let me first show you guys Comic Hunters in all of its glory. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Also really like the Marvel over here. It kind of looks like the comics that specifically came out in the 90s. So we'll just put that off to the side. Ooh, look at this. There's no plastic on these. I never thought I'd see that day. How about that? Hey, let's see more of that from companies. What do you say? All right. So we got... First one we got here is drafting first draft phase, I guess. And we got some really cool comic art here. Let me see if I can get closer. So we have the Amazing Spider-Man, Black Panther from, I don't know when that one's from. Ooh, Black Widow #1. I think I own that one. Civil War. Civil War is one of the best comic book crossovers that have ever came out. It was extremely it was probably the start of the massive crossovers, which I'm not a big fan of in Marvel, but this one was one of the best massive crossovers they had done. So this looks like this is largely from the 2000 eras. This looks like there's the relaunch of Thor. I think it's after Heroes Reborn. Yeah, 2007. Yeah, there you go. 2007. Oh, War Hulk. This is one of the best Hulk storylines. That and the Incredible Hercules. Which, yeah, that's not really Hulk, but it was the Hulk comic. Hercules took it over. Anyways, and it was after World War Hulk. Anyway, so Hulk, super good. Kind of what Hulk Ragnarok was based off of. He was on a gladiator planet, except for Hulk actually becomes like the king of the planet. And then the rocket that he was sent into space with came back down to the planet and destroyed everyone he knew and loved. And that's why he came back to Earth to, well, destroy it. Because, well, not destroy Earth, but destroy the superheroes who sent him into space. So, yes, there we go. We got some great early 2000s. 2015, Charles Bichetti, I think is his name. Tell me if I'm wrong if you know it. I know I first discovered him when he drew a bunch of X-Men comics. Really enjoyed the X-Men comics that he drew. Thor Disassembled. This story happened right before we later found out that it was Scarlet Witch who had gone crazy and started to actually kill a lot of the different Avengers. And this storyline would ultimately end with her saying no more mutants. And that was quite the event. One of my favorite. Oh, Black Panther 2099. Never read that one, but that's cool. There's White Suit, Black Widow. We saw that a little bit in the movies. Oh, and the Civil War prologue. The fallout of the death of Captain America. I still kind of wish they would have killed Captain America off in Captain America Civil War. I think that would have been a fitting end, but that's okay. So there we go. We got some amazing art from the actual comic books. Many of these I own. First Appearance of Red Hulk. I believe this is First Appearance of Red Hulk. It's at least his famous cover anyways. You know who the Red Hulk is? General Ross. We're going to get an MCU movie of that very soon, I believe. So there you go. Got a few other ones. Oh, I thought that was an X-Men symbol. So close. All right, well, those were extremely cool cards. We'll take a break from the cards for just a moment. Oh, look at that. They came unwrapped inside here. That's an interesting development. Guess that's the one downfall of having paper over plastic. But that is phase 2. Anyways, let's take a look at the rule book here real quick. So yeah, we have not a lot of pictures as far as examples. This might be a little hard to read. Also, in Portuguese. That will also make this pretty hard to read. So I'm going to have to hunt down a rule book that's been translated. Hopefully we have one of those. Surely we do, right? BGG has everything. And surely somebody... What's this? A little L. I don't know what this L is, but I'm intrigued. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Hey, all right. Let's keep moving. Let's take a look at this board. This looks like this is largely it. Just this cards, just the boards. So let me see here. Oh man, this one's tougher to get open. You got to drag your fingernail across it, get a seam going. Man, this plastic is tough. This is like the plastic they like sack groceries with or something. I don't know. Man, that's crazy. All right, so we got some chits here. Yep, fun chits. And then we got our board. Oh, very, very quaint board. Very small. That's nice. Has the little victory tracks. And I think these are the 4 different drafts that you're seeing here. I think there's going to be like past drafts, grid drafts. I think it's like pick 1 card and then add it to the next card and then pick 2 and then add it to the next hand and then pick 3. So all different types of drafts. And the different drafts are going to happen at your local comic store, at comic book conventions, and on eBay or, online, whatever. So again, I think, and it's going to be depending on which ones you need. So if you need more newer ones, you're going to go like these ones here. I think you're going to go to your local comic store because you won't have any problem finding them there. All right, but then if you need a little older ones, you might need to go to conventions or come to my house because again, here's Heroes Return. I think the other card in here, I said it happened after Heroes Return. I misspoke. This one is after Heroes Return. Heroes Reborn. So Reborn was when I got into comic books. It was actually the end of the Onslaught saga. The X-Men and the Avengers fought Onslaught, and all of the non-mutants were killed in that battle, and they went to a different world. Well, there was rightfully so an outrage about this attempt to reboot Marvel, so they brought all of the heroes back with Heroes Return. So there we go. We got a bunch from the 90s, from the 80s, from the 70s. Ooh, man, these are... See, I was a big X-Men fan during these time frames, so I actually don't have a lot of these comics because these were when I was mostly into X-Men. Though I do have some of these Spider-Mans. Like, I believe I have that Spider-Man there. Ooh, look at that. I think that's the Return of the Black Suit. Let's see. Introducing new Spider-Man. So this was shortly after Secret Wars. Spider-Man actually got that black suit during Secret Wars. He would later find out that it's a symbiote, as you all know, named Venom. So yeah, this one here's another Heroes Return, Captain America. So yeah, if you were an X-Men fan, I think you really enjoyed Onslaught. If you were not an X-Men fan, you hated Onslaught because it was like the story that came out of nowhere, and it literally retconned all the heroes you loved. They essentially retconned that by saying that all the heroes went into a world that was inside of Franklin Richards' bouncy ball. So they were able to all pull them back and fix what they had ruined for a lot of people's perspective. So there we go. Oh, Beta Ray Bill. There you go. A lot of people don't know about Beta Ray Bill. Every time I bring him up, they're always like, who is he? And I'm like, Horse Thor. You know Horse Thor, right? Horse Thor. All right. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. This stuff has been all over my face. But you know what? You guys shouldn't be looking at my face. You should be looking at this amazing card game here. So, all right. Ooh, the end of the Clone Saga, where we got to meet the Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly, I believe, is his name. Again, something that many people hated. I really want to read the storyline. Now that I'm disconnected from it, I think there's probably a lot of quality stories there that were hard to see at the time because people were just freaking out that they retconned Spider-Man. Now, when they retconned in the 90s and 80s, people flipped out. Now they retcon all the time, and people are like, oh, whatever. No big deal. It's a big deal to me. Don't retcon my comics. I want 60 years of comics, and if you get into comic books today, I want you to have to literally research for 30 hours so that you can catch up with the comic book that you're reading. That's the way comics should be. Change my mind. I'm only teasing a little bit, but not really though. I don't know. I grew up 30 years of reading comic books, and when they try to change comic books too drastically, it really wears on me. You're like, you've been following this character for 30 years, and all of a sudden they decide, hey, you know what? We're going to decide he's a bad guy all of a sudden with not a really good explanation. Oh, that tears me up. Now, the evolution of Cyclops, that one actually, to me, fit very well to that character because he got really jaded and really hard, and he was like, you know what, I'm tired of this gentle push for unification. I think Magneto was right. We need to be a little bit more aggressive, and it just felt more natural then. And that was also after he discovered that Professor X had been lying to him all of these years. So anyways, long story short, that one I was okay with, but Marvel's been recently changing a lot of the history of of characters. The House of X is a great example. While it was a good storyline and actually a really great storyline, they retconned all of it, and it's like their entire history is different. So it's like, why, as a lover of X-Men and Marvel Comics, why should I keep reading these when they've changed it so drastically? It feels like a whole new comic to me. But that's a me problem. I understand that. But all right, last cards here. We have the Champions. We have the Spider-Mans. Oh, there we go. Amazing Fantasies number 15. It's the first appearance of Spider-Man. We got first appearance of Hulk. Well, maybe not first appearance of Hulk, but Hulk number 1. Now, these are the ones you need to get online because these bad boys are very, very expensive. Oh, no. We lost the camera. All right, here we go. So these are the older ones. We have Amazing Fantasies, the first appearance of Spider-Man. Yeah, so these are the ones you're going to go on eBay to get. These are the ones that even conventions you might have a hard time finding them. Ooh, Amazing Spider-Man number 50. That's when Spider-Man wanted to first time stop being Spider-Man because everyone he knows and loves gets injured because of his choices. Yep, we have Avengers number 1, so the first appearance of the Avengers altogether. First appearance of Hercules. Oh yeah, there's some good ones in here. Strange Tales, 1966. I don't know for sure, but probably the first appearance of Doctor Strange. Amazing Spider-Man. I think this is the one. Don't know if this is the one where Gwen Stacy dies, but it very well could be. Very close to it. Daredevil. Maybe first appearance of Black Widow. Maybe. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong with some of these guys. All right. Tales of Suspense. First appearance of Iron Man. Man, if I had any of these. Captain America and the Falcon. Falcon has always been a great sidekick to Captain America. So when he actually became Captain America, felt very natural, very right. Sam Wilson deserves to be Captain America and has always been groomed for that. Though, I'm looking at this. Is the Falcon... That's Nomad. No, Falcon is who he is. Sam Wilson. Okay, never mind. There we go. Anyways, we have these really important... Oh, there we go. Captain America joining the Avengers. I bet you a lot of people didn't know he was one of the original Avengers. Not one of the original Avengers. Not one of the original Avengers. He was introduced, I think, in issue 4. They realized that they didn't have much star power because Iron Man and the Hulk and Ant-Man and the Wasp, they just weren't bringing in the bucks that they thought they needed. A powerhouse. They needed somebody who would bring in a lot of fans and a lot of kids, and that was Captain America. So there you go. This is really cool. Guys, I'm so excited about this game. I am so thankful for my friend Ryan Evans, who bent over backwards to get this. Actually, I don't know how hard he worked on it, but you know what? I wasn't going to be able to get it done. Me and John actually were trying to figure out how to get this done and get this purchased, and we just couldn't figure it out. So, we just owe a lot of gratitude to Ryan for getting us this. But I am excited to play it, and I will be reviewing this one. We don't do a lot of reviews here on Around the Board, but I decided since I'm such a big Marvel buff, and I have like every Marvel game ever, I think I'm going to review all the Marvel games that I have, which are quite a lot. Some of them are a little older, some from the 90s, some from the early 2000s, some of the new ones as well. But I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate you guys watching this video. This is another unboxing by Around the Board, but that was Comic Hunters, and we'll see you around the board.